afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Prateek Sondhi. I am an aesthetic dermatologist, and today I am here on Facebook to discuss about how we can look gorgeous in this wedding season. So the wedding season is just about to start, and in India, weddings play a very important role. And these are there are memories attached with marriages which remain for an entire lifetime. Uh, as the economy is opening up, there are many new procedures available which a person can do to look more attractive. And I would like to discuss a few. And after that, if there are any questions, I would be happy to answer them. So, any person, when we look, is like a painting. So, a painting can have three features. A painting has a frame, then a painting has the canvas on which the painting has been made, and then there is the painting itself. So, a painting can be made on paper, it can be made on cardboard, it can be made on wood. So, similarly, our face, which sends 90% of the message. So, a person's attractiveness or non-attractiveness is to a lot of extent decided by the facial expression. So, just like in the painting has three features, our face also has three features. One is the hair. So, our hair frame up our face. Just like a painting has a frame, the hair is a frame to our face. The second thing is the skin. So the skin is analogous to the canvas. The skin, if a person has a clear skin, it looks much more attractive. If a person has no blemishes, no scars, it gives a healthy appearance and a brightening appearance. The third thing is the shape. So just like there is a painting, similarly, our face shape can be different. So the way our forehead is shaped, the way our eyebrows are shaped, the way our eyes are, the way our cheekbones are, our lips, our chin. This is what dictates how a person looks, and that can change all the difference between an attractive and a non-attractive person. So whenever we look at a face, the face sends a message. So when we're looking at a person, the person might look happy, the person might look sad, the person might look tired, the person might look angry, the person might look saggy. Fortunately, we have many procedures which can take care of all of these things. So let's talk about hair. So hair is a crown that you never take off. It frames the face. And if anyone is losing hair, it can be associated with loss of self-confidence. I know people who stop interacting with their friends. I know some people who have stopped going out of their homes because they are feeling embarrassed about the way they look. For some people, for some people, it becomes very difficult to get married because they feel that their spouse will not like them. I know some people who are on the brink of depression because they are losing too many hair. It is not just men but also women who are very much concerned about their hair. So hair loss can be due to many causes. We can investigate and we can do many treatments. So there is a treatment known as platelet-rich plasma. So what we do in this therapy is that we take out some amount of blood. Now, just like in the society, there is a carpenter, there is an engineer, there is a doctor who have different roles. Similarly, in our body, there are different cells which have different roles. Like we have our heart cells, whose job is to pump blood. Then we have our lung cells, whose job is to take in and take out air. Similarly, we have some cells which cause growth. So if we get any cut or any injury on our body, it heals itself. We have some healing factors. So what we do in PRP is that we isolate these healing factors and we infuse it into the roots of the hair. And once we infuse them into the roots of the hair, our hair start growing. And once our hair start growing, it gives an amazing appearance. And if a lot of hair has been lost, and we can do hair transplant. What is done in hair transplant is we take the hair from the back of the scalp and we plant them in the center. So the hair start growing and it gives a beautiful look. And there are many people whose lives we have been successfully able to change. They are much happier now. Their self-esteem has improved. They have started meeting other people. So it's amazing. Next, we come to skin. So skin is the canvas on which the painting is resting. And there is nothing more beautiful than a clear skin. So the skin can become unclear due to two to three things. Either there might be some pimples, there might be some blemishes, there might be some scars. So if the skin is not clear, then there is a process known as laser toning. What this process does is it removes all the dead layer of the cells so that a shiny new skin comes up, which makes a person look attractive. The other thing which can be done are chemical peels. Chemical peels remove the superficial dead layer of cells and help to glow up the face. The next thing is blemishes. For any blemish treatment, it is very important that we use a sunscreen. What sunscreens do, they form an invisible layer on the top of our face and do not let any radiation reach the skin. So no pigmentation regimen can work without a sunscreen. A diligent sunscreen has to be used. The sunscreen takes about half an hour to get activated and its effect lasts for about 4 hours. So sunscreens have to be applied every 4 hourly. Now, some ladies, they go to beaches after their wedding on their honeymoon. So whenever being exposed to a water body, the sunscreen effect lasts for an hour and it has to be applied on an hourly basis. The next thing is the shape. So every person looks different because they have different facial shapes. So the facial shape is determined by the underlying bone. So we have our forehead here, we have our eyebrows, which do an arching like a bow over the eyes. Then we have eyes, then we have the nose, we have the cheeks, we have the lips and the chin. So harmony, symmetry, and balance of all of these is required for a face to look as an attractive face. And who doesn't want to look more attractive? Who does not want to have a more attractive spouse? Who does not want that everybody cannot just take the eyes off you? Everybody loves that. Everybody loves to get appreciated. And fortunately, we have therapies with which we can enhance them. So they are in the form of fillers and Botox. So a few years ago, the only option to correct our facial features was with the help of surgery. So patients had to go under the knife. There would be some a cut made here. The skin would be pulled and then stitched together. But then this doesn't look normal. People don't want to be stretched. People want to look nicer. So what happens as we are growing older, we are losing volume from our face. And because we are losing volume, our face starts to fall down. So when we are young, our face is heart shaped like an apple, but as we grow older, it tends to become like a pear. So what we do, we restation back the sagginess of the face with the help of some injections known as fillers. They are made up of hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is like a sugar which when goes inside the skin holds water. So it gives glow, it gives hydration to the skin, as well as it holds the skin in an uplifted state. The effect of the fillers lasts for about 1.5 to 2 years. What we can achieve with the filler is that with age, this forehead becomes flat. We can make it rounded. The second thing is that our eyebrows start drooping and we get hollowness here, which gives us a malnourished look. So we can raise the eyebrow with the help of fillers. The third thing is our cheeks become flat. So we can lift the cheeks and we can give a high cheekbone, which is also known as a top model look. Especially in ladies, they really love it. The next thing is we can create a better jawline. We can pull the jaw to make the face look slimmer. We can narrow down the nose. We can slim down the nose. We can give more beautiful lips. We can even change the shape of the chin and give a more beautiful chin, which can give us a more attractive look. So these are some of the procedures which we do, which is involving the face. But we should not forget about the body. So even though face sends 90% of the message within seconds when a person looks at another person, But the rest 10% depends upon how the body looks. So obesity is becoming more rampant. We are eating more junk food now. Our body shapes are getting altered, and we can modify them. So one way of facial contouring is with the help of liposuction. So what we do in this procedure is that we remove some fat from the body, and it gives a more chiseled look. So there was a time when liposuction was done under general anesthesia. The patient had to be admitted, and there was some downtime involved. Nowadays, we are doing liposuction only under local anesthesia. So the patient is awake the whole time. The patient can go back surgery by after surgery on their own without needing assistance of anybody, and it gives a very gratifying result. The next thing is hair. So nobody likes to have extra hair growth on the body. So we do laser hair removal for this. Laser hair removal is a process in which we shave off the area where we want to do the lasing, and we fire the laser shots. So laser is a machine which has been programmed in a way that it identifies black color. So the roots of our hair are black in color. So once we fire the laser shot, it burns the root. Once the root is burned, the hair starts to become thinner and finer. And as the hair becomes thinner and finer, the growth slows down, and it gives a more confident look to a person. The areas which respond the best in the body are the underarms and the bikini areas, and the area which responds the worst is the facial area. It has to be understood that one session cannot help. Multiple sessions are required over the year, and after 3 to 4 sessions, the result starts appearing. And the more the sessions a person takes, the finer the growth becomes. Roughly about 1 year of sessions are required. So that is in a nutshell of the common procedures that you can go for this wedding season. If you want instant glow, then there is something known as microdermabrasion. What happens in microdermabrasion is that we have some vacuum assisted devices which have a diamond crystal on top. So we rub the skin with these diamond crystals and we remove the dead layer of cells. As we remove the dead layer of cells, the skin immediately starts glowing. So if you get done in the morning, the face will be shining in the evening, and the effect lasts for about 7 to 10 days. And if you do 2 to 3 sessions, then the effect lasts for 3 to 4 months. Many people like to undergo cosmetic procedures and they want to undergo facials at salons. They are actually safe, but nobody should go for a salon treatment immediately before the treatment, because sometimes they may cause reactions and you never know which chemical will cause reaction in which individual. So whichever facial you want to get done before your special day, get it done at least 2 to 3 weeks before, just to see that no reaction occurs. So I myself had an issue. When I was about to get married, I got my first facial done, and got it done 3 days before my wedding, and I threw up a lot of pimples at the area where my facial was done, and there was nothing I could do except to hide it with the help of some foundation. So it is always good to try well in advance whatever makeup and whatever facial you are going to do, and if it is suiting you, then you can discontinue that. So that is all for today, and I will be happy to answer a few questions now. Yeah, so I'm going to answer a few questions. So I have a question. The question is that, hi doctor, my wedding is in April. I have very oily skin along with pimples. What should I be doing to look my best at my wedding? So if the wedding is in April, then we have a lot of time. So the oily skin, the main cause for oily skin is that after we hit puberty, so in men and women, we both start secreting hormones. In men, testosterone hormone is secreted, and in ladies, it's the estrogen hormone. The side effect of these hormones is that it stimulates the oil glands and makes the face oily. And because of this oil, the skin, the pores become sticky and the pores get blocked. We have many tiny pores on our face through which oil and sweat is secreted. But when those oil, the pores are blocked, the oil cannot come out, and then they get infected, and then they cause the pimples. So The first step for an acne management is to control this extra oil. So there is one medicine, it is known as isotretinoin. It is a medication which can restrict the extra oil formation from the body. The medication is very safe, but any lady while on the medication until 1 month after stopping must not conceive, as it may harm the baby. There are no long-term side effects, and it's a very safe and a very effective medication. So this will help internally to control the oil. Secondly, we have to go for chemical peels. So the pores which are blocked, we have to unblock them so that all the dirt which is stuck inside has a chance to come out. So there are something known as salicylic acid peels. Salicylic acid is obtained from some fruits. It is a fruit acid, and once we apply, it helps to dissolve those the blockage of the pores. Once the pores open up, all the material inside can come out. About 2 to 3 sessions are required, spaced between 2 to 3 weeks, and in about 2 to 3 months, we can expect to clear your face. And I'm sure that your face will look much better before the wedding. So then I have another question: which is the best shampoo for winter for dryness of hair? So the dandruff which occurs in the head or in the scalp occurs due to two reasons. Either if the scalp is too oily or if the scalp is too dry. So the clue for finding out is if you run the fingers through your hair and your fingers become oily, that means more oil is being produced. The second thing is that the oil is yellowish in color. So if your dandruff is yellowish in color, that means it is because of extra oil formation. If your skin has a tendency to be dry, then it is likely that your scalp also becomes dry. If your scalp is dry, then you should use shampoo which do not make foam. They should not have preservatives in them, and they should not have too much of fragrance, because fragrance and preservative themselves tend to dry out the skin more. So my personal favorite shampoo is Sestry shampoo. The spelling is Sestry. It's a very very mild shampoo, and it does not cause much dryness. It's available from the Percos company, and it is available in most of the chemical medical stores. The second thing is that if the scalp is dry, then frequent oiling should be done. No oil is superior or inferior to the others. Whichever oil suits your skin the best is the oil that you should use, and use it regularly if your skin is dry, because particularly these winters are very harsh, and the harsher the winters, the more the oil requirement is there. So don't shy, keep applying the oil and use the Sestri shampoo. So I'll just look for more questions. So Mr. Kamar Ansari has blessed us. So thank you very much, and I wish you a happy New Year too. The next question is from Kriti, and she has asked that, "Hi, how can I keep my skin hydrated?" So what happens is that we all have moisture in our skin. So, but if our skin is not able to hold the water, then it tends to become dry. So the best thing for keeping the skin hydrated is that whatever little moisture is there should not be lost. And second thing is that we try to preserve the moisture which is already forming. So first thing is the chemicals that we are using on our face. Whatever face wash or chemical we use on our face, it is important that it should not make too much foam. It should not have fragrance. It should not have color, because these things tend to dry the skin. We should use a non-foaming cleanser. So Cetaphil is a common cleanser. It is very widely available in the counters. Cetaphil cleanser for the sensitive skin, it can be used, which doesn't dry the skin. The second thing is we have to apply the moisturizer. So the first layer of moisturizer should be applied immediately after bathing, because once we have bathed, our skin is wet and we can trap that moisture. The second thing is we should apply moisturizers as many times and as frequently as possible. It has to be understood that everyone has different kind of skin. Somebody has a dry skin, somebody has an oily skin. So those people with oily skin have to regularly moisturize. Aveeno is a very good moisturizer. It's my personal favorite, and that can be used. So the next question is, should we apply sunscreen even on cloudy days? Yes, you have to use a sunscreen because you have to understand it is not the sunlight which is causing the problem, it is the radiation. It is the ultraviolet and the infrared radiation which causes the problems, and they can travel even on cloudy days. Even when you are on high altitude, like in the mountains, you have to use it. So the way to use a sunscreen is that you have to use 1 tablespoon full on the entire face, because if you're applying less quantity, that will give you a false sense of protection. The second thing is that sunscreen takes half an hour to get activated. So before you are being exposed to light, you have to apply the sunscreen half an hour before that. The third thing is that the effect of a sunscreen lasts for 4 hours. So if you are being constantly being exposed to the sun, then every 4 hours the sunscreen has to be applied. The next question is from Atul. Atul wants to know that from 2 to 3 months he's taking medicine for hair fall, minoxidil and multivitamins, and but the hair fall still has not stopped. Kindly suggest. So what happens is that minoxidil is a medicine. Once we start in the first 1 to 2 months, it causes shedding of the hair, and this continues for 1 to 2 months. Then the hair loss stabilizes, and then the hair start to go into the growth phase. However, if you have already done it for 2 to 3 months and if it's not helping, then there is this medicine known as finasteride, which should be started. So what happens is that in men there is a hormone called testosterone, which grows hair on the body. So we have hair all over our body, but in this area of the scalp, it converts to a hormone known as dihydrotestosterone, and this destroys the hair. That's why many men grow bald in this area. And if you see elderly gentlemen, almost all are bald in this area. So there is a medicine called finasteride, which can slow down the conversion of testosterone to DHT, and that can help to preserve the hair. I myself am taking this medication, and it is helping me. So it should be done for a couple of months, and even if that doesn't help, then I would suggest you to go for the PRP procedure. In this procedure, we take some amount of blood, we filter it, and all those growth factors are infused into the scalp. It is a very commonly done procedure, so it can be done near wherever you are staying, and it hardly involves any downtime. It takes about 1 hour to do, and you can carry on with all your daily activities immediately after the procedure. The next question is from Kanakshri Vatsmudgil. So her question is that she wants to prevent hair fall. Her skin is quite dry. Please suggest a remedy. So Kanashri is having hair fall. So the first step, especially in ladies, is to find out whether they're having any thyroid issues or hemoglobin issues. So our hair needs a lot of energy and nutrition to grow. So if the thyroid levels are deranged, or if the hemoglobin is low, the hair cannot grow. So I would suggest you to get these blood tests done. The second thing is that if a lady has irregular menstrual cycles, then she might have a condition known as PCOD, and PCOD also causes hair loss. So it has to be seen whether you're having irregular periods. So PCOD is a lifestyle issue. So if you're having too much of irregular periods, then you have to do lifestyle modification. You have to start exercising. You have to get your diet under check. You have to cut down on your chocolate, cake, pastries, pizza, burgers. All these things, they start building a male hormone inside a female. And if this male hormone starts building up, then that causes a problem. So what you have to do is there's a medicine known as minoxidil. It's available in a 5% strength, and it has to be used daily on your scalp. What minoxidil does, it removes all the useless hair from the head which are not growing, and it brings new hair which will actually grow. So it has to be used with a dropper. It is available in 2%, 5%, and 10%. I would suggest you to go for 5%. So it comes with a dropper. You have to take 2 ml with a dropper, apply on the roots of the scalp, separate your hair and massage. Massage for at least 2 minutes. In 2 to 3 months, it should stabilize your hair loss. You can meet any dermatologist near you who can prescribe minoxidil 5% for you. So the next question is from Anushka, and she wants to know what are the remedies to avoid hair fall in this weather. So, unfortunately, the hair fall has rampantly increased in the last 1 month, and this has been attributed to the pollution. So, what happens? If the air is polluted, we are putting poison in our system. That poison is a stress for our body, and for something that requires a lot of nutrition, hair are suddenly affected by the stress. So, any form of stress, whether it is mental, physical, psychological stress, can cause hair loss. So in the last 1 month, a lot of hair fall has been because of the pollution. So, but however, that will take some time to go. Meanwhile, what can be done is that minoxidil should be started in 5% strength. A 5% minoxidil solution should be used. It should be used with a dropper, 2 ml in the evening, and massage on the head. In the first month, it removes the useless hair. In the second month, the hair loss stabilizes, and in the third month, the hair go into growth phase. So it takes about 3 months to grow the hair. The next question is from Aditi. She wants to know that how long does the laser hair removal last? So it takes about 3 to 4 sessions for the laser to start showing its effect. And the more number of sessions you take, the finer the hair becomes and slower the growth becomes. So and roughly we recommend about 8 to 10 sessions. If a lady is having hormonal imbalance, then hormonal imbalance has to be corrected, because if male hormone is starting building in a body of a female, then it is a problem. So we have to, if there's a hormonal issue, it has to be corrected, and simultaneously medication can be done to. Priya wants to know that how she can take an appointment. So our clinic is called Derma Circles. We are available online, so you can just search for us, and you can take an appointment with us. We are open on all days except Wednesday, and our clinic working times are from 10:30 to 6:30 p.m. So I hope that I'm able to see you in the clinic and help you. The next question is from Rajni. Her question is, what is the safest and the best way to get rid of double chin other than injectables and lasers? So, double chin is a frequent complaint among people. So there are 2 to 3 reasons why the double chin can occur. One reason is when the face starts swelling, the entire effect of the heaviness of the face comes down onto the chin. So if you can see, even in my case, the double chin has started developing because my face has started falling down. So one strategy is that we pull the face. It is with the help of some injections, which are fillers. The second strategy is that we can put some injections here to dissolve the fat. But then your question is that you don't want to go for injectables and lasers. So then there is this procedure known as HIFU. In this technique, there is a machine which uses high frequency ultrasound waves. And with those ultrasound waves, it causes contraction of the skin. And once the skin contracts, everything is lifted up. So it can reduce this. It is an expensive procedure. It costs about 70 to 80,000 for a session, and once in a year these sessions are done. The other machine is called Thermage. So, like in HIFU, they are using the ultrasound waves. Thermage is using radiofrequency ablation to contract the collagen. So the rays penetrate the skin, they reach the collagen and cause the collagen to contract. And as the collagen contracts, the skin gets lifted, the skin gets lifted, the skin gets lifted. Once the skin is lifted, it reduces the bulk. The second option is to go for threads. So what threads do? They cause new collagen formation, and they can also reduce the thing. The next question is from Pihu, and the question is that what is the treatment option for uneven skin tone? So uneven skin tone can occur due to various reasons. One of the reason is a lot of sun exposure or any kind of radiation. So if you are spending too much time under intense tube light or too much time in front of the computer or the phone, because of the radiation, it causes uneven skin tone and blemishes. The second thing is if there are pimples, pimples can leave some marks and cause an uneven skin tone. Any regimen of uneven skin tone has to start with a sunscreen. You have to regularly use sunscreens. So sunscreen will help. The second thing are there are some medications available like hydroquinone. So hydroquinone is a skin lightening agent which can be used. It has to be applied in the night, and in over the counter it's available. There is a Depi White cream. It's available in a 2% strength. It can be applied at night only over the pigmented spots. They start lighting in about a month. And in a month, if the lightening is not satisfactory, then you can go for some lasers. With lasers, we are able to destroy the pigment particles and reduce the pigmentation. The next question is from Nabi, and she wants to know that I am having acne scars. What are the treatment options apart from laser? So, apart from laser, there is a procedure known as subcision. So, what happens is that if there are two layers of skin, and in acne, because of the pimples, the skin gets destroyed and it becomes into a depression, and the skin is pulled down in the form of acne scars. So, if there is a depression in the skin, we pass a needle and break those scars so that the skin starts to come up. The next option is radiofrequency. There is something known as MNRF. It stands for microneedling radiofrequency. With this, we are able to pass some special radiofrequency waves which causes collagen regeneration, and it can help the scars. If a person does not want to go for any procedure whatsoever, then there is a cream which is called tretinoin. It's available in the market by the name of Retino A. It can be applied daily and night, and it can do a scar modulation to some extent. So the next question I have is from Captain Placements, and he's a 55-year-old man, and he wants to know that his skin or full body always shivering in winters, even in summer. Also suggest me some remedies. So, sir, this could be because of an underlying disorder, and I would suggest you to see a physician for this. I think a physician might be able to help you better in this regard. So the next question is from Mohammad Rabbani. His question is that he has open pores and he wants me to suggest him some medications. So we have to understand why open pores occur. So one reason is that as our collagen becomes loose, the pores tend to open up and they look funny, especially on the nose and side of the cheek. The second thing which are commonly mistaken for open pores are actually pinpoint acne scars. So once there are pimples formation, they heal with the help of tiny, tiny, teeny, mini scars. So for these scars, we can do a procedure known as TCA. So TCA is a chemical which we put in these tiny pits, and these pits heal. And once these pits heal, they become flat. So this procedure has a downtime of about 5 to 6 days. And once it heals, it gives about 10 to 15% reduction per session. About 3 to 4 sessions are required. The next question is from Azaz Ahmed. He is having under eye pigmentation for a long time. He wants help regarding that. So under eye pigmentation is very, very common in India. In fact, every second person has under eye dark circles. And the reason for under eye dark circles is that we do not have bone up here. So whatever shape we have is determined from the underlying bone. Because we don't have the bone, the skin just sinks in. And once it sinks in, it gives the appearance of dark circles, and it makes a person look tired. So the problem is that a person with dark circle, it looks as if the person hasn't slept well, and it gives a very tired look. So the best treatment for dark circles is to fill this depression. So whenever there is a hole, it has to be filled. So basically there is a hole here which has been created. So there is one injection, we go here, we enter the skin and we fill this, and once we fill it, the dark circles are reduced. These are known as hyaluronic acid fillers, and their effect lasts for about 1.5 years. So the next question is from Rashmi. She wants to know that she's developing wrinkles. What can she do? So wrinkles are formation of an aging skin. So there are 3 to 4 different kind of wrinkles. One wrinkles are which occur in these parts. So once we raise our eyebrow, there are some wrinkles here. These are known as the surprise lines. These are known as the worry lines also. But when something is worrying, these lines come out. The second thing is the anger line. So once we frown a lot, so if you can just see that all this thing has flared up, these are known as the frown lines. Next are the laugh lines. So once we are laughing, some wrinkles develop here. So why these are happening is that once we are constantly using our muscles, these muscle strength occurs and it starts to show. So there is an injection known as Botox. So what we do is we inject into these muscles, and once we have injected, these muscle activity cannot occur, and it gives a more relaxed look. So a person looks less tense and happier once they have done this procedure. So the effect of Botox lasts for about 4 to 6 months, And if a person wants to maintain these results, then every 4 to 6 months this procedure should be done. So people are still joining. So thank you very much. It was in half-an-hour event, and we would be happy to come again and again so that we can educate you more. And it was my pleasure to be with you today. And if even in future you have any other doubts, please do not hesitate to reach back to us. Thank you.